This is a set of 21 principles written by Miyamoto Musashi, the famous Japanese swordsman, full and fulfilling life, based on Musashi's own experiences and observations. Welcome to Live from 184 to 1645. He is widely considered to be one of the greatest swordsmen in Japanese history. It contains 21 principles that express his personal view on life. This emphasizes the importance of accepting and adapting to the present circumstances without resistance or complaint. When we accept things as they are, it also allows us to be more open-minded and flexible with our plans and expectations. This gives us the ability to adjust accordingly when life throws us a curveball. Instead, it encourages finding fulfillment and meaning through personal growth and serving others. This principle emphasizes the importance of avoiding excessive attachment or dependence on any particular emotion or impulse. It suggests that one should strive to maintain a balanced and detached perspective, making decisions based on reason and judgment, rather than letting their emotions control their actions. By not being swayed by partial feelings, one can maintain a clear and level-headed approach to life. Number 4. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. This principle encourages humility and a focus on the greater good. This principle emphasizes the importance of broadening one's perspective. Number 5. Be detached from desire your whole life long in order to achieve peace, focus, and inner balance. This perspective recognizes that our desires, wants, and materialistic pursuits can often lead to frustration, disappointment. Number 6. Do not regret what you have done. This encourages acceptance of one's past actions and a focus on the present moment. Regretting the past can be a source of jealousy, can lead to negative emotions, and hinder personal growth and successes of others. Number 8. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. This encourages resilience and acceptance of change, cause prolonged sadness or negative emotions. Number 9. Hold no grudges against yourself or others. Holding grudges can cause stress, bitterness, and conflict, both with oneself and with others. Body or anger towards someone or something. Both of these behaviors can take up a lot of energy, leaving us feeling drained. Number 11. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. This principle encourages avoiding excessive attachment to physical or emotional desires, as these feelings can often cloud our judgment and cause us to make decisions that we may later regret. Having preferences can cause disappointment and negatively impact decision-making. Instead, you should approach situations with, rather than the location or circumstances. Number 14. Do not pursue the taste of good food. Pursuing the taste of good food can lead to excessive indulgence. Self-discipline and control in our food intake helps us maintain balance in our lives and prevents us from being controlled by our desires and cravings. Number 15. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. This encourages simplicity and letting go of excess. It can also be a burden both physically and mentally. Instead, one should focus on necessities and maintain an idiosyncratic approach to possessions. This way, one can maintain an innovative and authentic approach to life. This principle emphasizes the importance of practicality, collecting weapons or excessive practice with weapons. Number 18. Do not fear death, causing a lack of focus and purpose in life. By not fearing death, one can cultivate a sense of peace and liberation, allowing for a more meaningful and joyful life. This principle encourages avoiding excessive attachment to material possessions and mate either.
Hey there, and good evening to another edition of the Tribe of Revelation, which we call this show on Sunday now. So, how's everybody doing? We okay out there? We got Sweets, we got Buzz, we got Voy. Good to see you, Voynich. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. So, it's not going to be a long stream today. I had a rough day yesterday. Uh, I was at an event. I was working 9 hours security last night. I came home around 1 o'clock and slept until, well, I went to bed at 2 o'clock and had 5 hours of sleep. And I have work tomorrow, so I need some sleep. Rough day yesterday, but as I've been talking about, we need to keep the wheels going. So I do the stream anyway. It's just gonna be 2 hours more like last time. I said 20 minutes and it went for two more hours. That's not gonna happen today. I assure you. This stream at the latest will be shut down at midnight. We all done. Yeah. Hey there, Ken. Good to see you. So, next step is in this journey that I want to bring you in is about your everyday daily habits. I have touched on this before, but it is an important thing when we talked about discipline last time, and when you have discipline. Sorry, is this mic okay? Can somebody just give me a head up? Because I have no idea. Can everybody hear me clearly? Sounds groovy. I like groovy. All right, good. So yeah, I talked about discipline last time, and but discipline only works. It doesn't work better than your habits. You need to have good habits in order to keep discipline. If there's chaos in your daily routine, discipline will be very, very hard to obtain. So you have body, mind, and spirit, and they all need some kind of structure in order for them to make it easy on yourself. And I think that is, I think many people overlook when they start implementing discipline in their life. They have a goal, they have something they want to obtain. And in order to get there, they say, I have to do this, like this and this and this every day, because that's what they tell me on YouTube, and that's what they tell me at work, and that's what all the doctors are saying, and you're not going to get there. You have to implement that to your way of life. We all work differently. We all have tendencies and things we need in life, So the system I work by is cadence, good habits, and discipline. And that's it. If you find your cadence, the kind of tempo you want to ride in life, you can start working some good habits, the good habits you want, and you implement those too. You might have to change your cadence a little in order to your habits, or you might change your habits a little in order to your cadence. And once you have those two down, then it's time to implement the discipline, because now it's working. Now there's no excuses in everyday life. If there are something that don't work, you fix it. But now discipline kicks in. You have to do it, because otherwise you will get nowhere. And yeah, so good habits. I have some. I also have a lot of bad habits. That's just the way it works. When we start out on a journey like this, we probably have a shitload or more of bad habits than we have good habits. I know I did. I found out in the last 5-10 years that I've basically done everything wrong my entire life, even the things I thought I did right was terribly wrong, and yeah, I'll probably sit and look back in 5 or 10 years and look back at this moment and say, oh shit, I was wrong again. And that's just the way it goes. But having the ability to change and adapt is what it's all about, So if you have the three in mind, discipline, cadence, and habits, if you can, it's a moving wheel, you have to be able to change your mindset on certain things and make those three work together, not separately. So, yeah. Yep, that's good to hear, boy. Good habits are good to get to have, but they're hard to get. And for those who have developed good habits, knows that bad habits are easy to obtain, and good habits is hard to is hard to get by. That's the way it works. Nothing, everything that's worth doing in this life is hard. That's just the way it is. You know, except from nature. You can always make a good habit of going once a week into the forest, but you might have to lay down some other shit in your life in order to do it. I think that is a very good habit to have, just once a week. And by keeping the structure and the cadence, you probably want to do it the same time. So once a week, decide for 2 hours, go in the park, take a ride on your bike. But for me, it might not be the same for you, but for me, it's very important there's no people around. So the more you can get away from people and be in nature, the better for me. But hey, we're all different. So I would suggest that to be a good habit. Eating habits are, of course, good habits. Sleeping routines is a very good habit. Many people underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. And your body, mind, and soul are all forces of habits. They all want the same thing every day. They want to know what's going to happen in an hour. And yeah. What you think you're conscious about is really controlled by your subconscious, your body, and it's not you. When you change that, you're fucking up your system. I did that a lot. I've been living chaotic. The moment I felt like that this life, that I found out that it was all bullshit, all the strict rules and all the things you can and cannot do. The moment I found out how bad it really was, I just decided to throw everything out the window. So, fuck this. I'm gonna be free. And it was very important for me to be free. So I just did whatever I wanted to do, anytime I wanted to do it, and I felt free. It felt good. It stimulated my mind, but it was hurting my body, and my soul. So you have to kind of work in all three areas at the same time. So everybody agreed on this habit is a good thing. And that's the hard thing to find. It takes time. I see a lot of this on YouTube. Well, we just do this for 30 days and we'll see how it goes. No, you don't know shit after 30 days. It doesn't work like that. You have to make it a lifestyle. And yeah, you'll be wrong, and you have to change that mindset along the way. But you can't just do it for 30 days and decide whether it's for you or not. That's not how it works. I just saw, when I was looking at Miyamoto Musashi for a second, there was a YouTube video called I Lived Like Miyamoto Musashi for 30 days. And here's what it did to me. That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Those things he says are so profound and are so implemented in everyday life and routines that you can't learn that in a day. It's the 21 principles. You want to learn those in 30 days? That's basically one a day. That's not going to happen. And you're definitely not going to implement it. So that's the point. You have to devote the time to it and find the right cadence. Then good habits will occur and emerge. So I believe good habits takes hard work. It's not, I don't, some can do it and it works for them, but I don't think good habits come like a cold turkey. I just decide not to do this anymore and I do this instead, and that's what I do no matter what. I think if you have been eased into a bad habit for a long time, uh, then it will take time to come out of it too. If you so if you've done something bad for you for the last 5, 10 years, maybe even 20, you're not gonna get out of that in 3 months. It's gonna take time, and it's gonna take work, and it's gonna take awareness. You gotta have that thing on your mind every day in order to work all those years of indoctrination, because that is the thing too. And I think uh, just throwing everything away. Because let me take an example. Right now, I'm doing the carnivore diet. I've done that once before, but I I did it wrong. I've basically said now I'm gonna live healthy, and I started the carnivore diet while I was fasting, and while I was quitting um, any. While I also tried to cut down on my meals, I wanted to go down to one meal a day. I did all those three things in once, and that's not possible. I've learned later that you should not fast and do the carnivore at the same time because you will have no energy, and that's why I stopped carnivore. I was on it for 2 or 3 weeks, and I didn't, and my energy level just dropped dramatically on the second week, and I couldn't train. So I said, okay, this is not for me. But basically, what I did was I was throwing myself in the deep end, and I drowned. And when you drown, you don't want to jump in the water again. So, but I got more knowledge now. I've gathered information, and instead of eating less and only eating meat, you know, I did it the other way. I'm not purely carnivore. I'm like 80% meat and 20% carbs right now, and that makes the transition so much easier. You know, not just saying no to the carbs because I need carbs to train. That is what what are we talking about here, Ken? Oh yeah, the video. I get it. Yeah. So, but yeah. Oh, now you can't see me. Damn it! I'm not tall enough. I gotta do this. There we go. Yeah, I'm on the webcam again. The GoPro is fucking with me, so this seems to work. The quality is just not the same, but you'll see my ugly mark enough, I guess. But yeah, I will at some point try to go all the way just to eat meat. But right now, I recognize that my body needs carbs in order for me to train hard, and so I just cut the carbs to a low minimum. What I have cut all the way out is vegetables. I don't eat any greens at all. So all my carbs come from potatoes and stuff like that. Cut out rice, cut out pasta totally. So yeah, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and all that, and occasionally a piece of good bread. I also endure. So and when you have the carbs, because at start it's pretty good to go on the carnivore diet. It's pretty awesome just to eat meat all the time. You can eat all the fuck you want, but when you're eating meat for 2 or 3 weeks, it changes. Uh, you it doesn't taste as good anymore because variety is not there. Your body loves it because it knows what it's going to get. It knows when it's getting it. All my cravings goes away, and that's the best thing about it. But in order to keep that, I eat a piece of bread to it, or have a baked potato or something like that on the side. But the thing is, I'm not cutting all the way. I'm I'm taking it just a step, and when I've done that for a while, I implement it in my lifestyle, then I can take a little more away, but don't take everything away at once, because it will be so much harder to do. So give yourself some leeway to work with, you know give yourself the small wins instead of a big one. you know I don't know where you're going, but you don't need to go there in a hurry. You can take your time, take one step at a time. So that is the best advice I have. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of advices. I don't like a lot of them, but there are some good advices out there. Uh, my advice is take it slow. Slow is better. Slow is always better. No matter what you do, whether it's exercise, food, any good habit, do them slow. Understand what you're doing. See if it works, and adjust if it doesn't. So, yeah, the slower you do the progress, the easier it is to monitor, and that's kind of the thing. If you go too fast, you're not going to see the effect it has, probably, because you won't have all the small nuances that happens along the way. So always, when you're creating good habits, take it slow. When you're getting rid of bad habits, do it a little faster. That's why if you want to be in a hurry to get rid of the old ones. But when you're implementing new ones, take your time. So take it from the bear. I've done it the hard way, and I've done it the easy way, and I know what works. So yeah, that was kind of my little rant today. How long did I go? I didn't do. I was in 15 minutes today. I'm getting better at it. So yeah, I'm gonna drop the link if anybody want to jump on. Otherwise, I'm yep. Let me see here. How do I do it? There we go. Copy. Boom. There we go. So you can jump on the link. I don't want to talk about mayhem, but other than that, I talk about just anything. But if you want to talk about Three Eye Atlas and demonstrations in London, I'm not your guy these days. I don't have time today. So yeah. Hey there, fathead. Good to see you. Who else? Did I miss anybody? I guess not. So yeah, today I'm talking about creating and getting rid of good habits. And well, here's an old habit I didn't get tired of: inviting Ken. I do not know why it doesn't show you on the screen, because you're in the back room. Right? You might have to try and jump out and come back in, Ken. I don't know what's going on. Hey there, Vivian. Hvad så? Hvordan går det? That's a fellow Dane. Good to see you. And we'll see if Ken comes back. Otherwise, I'm just going to yap more, so you can blame Ken and his technology. But yeah, today I've talked about good habits and bad habits, and how easy it is to get bad habits and how hard it is to obtain them, And if you're not ready to do the work, you shouldn't even try. And that's another thing. Don't start this journey if you don't have a goal and a focus in mind. And he's back.
Oh, my computer's been acting up. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody's computer's acting up when they talk to me.
The what am I trying to say? I'm happy you're on a different diet, or that you adjusted your diet, because you need to know what works for you, and what doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And
similar to
what
the
works for
comment I
me
made about,
won't necessarily work for you or anybody else in the chat. So you have to find your own little wheel, you know?
right, and it's kind of like how you told me the, I think, I forget, one of the things that Musashi says, like, I'm definitely, part of its semantics or the way that words are used. I'm never going to make it with the desires thing. I have too many silly, depending on what you want to define as a desire. Like, uh, I absolutely want to work towards improving my diet, but I'll never have myself on a counting calories or blah 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 and whatever. It's all good. Um, but and reinforcing what I mentioned earlier in terms of, and this is more a hang up I've had of looking back consciously or subconsciously, remembering the bad things I did in my past, and using that to judge myself. uh, I need to take time to like clear that out, or look at that as a lesson, as I typed into chat, versus something like, oh, the last time I did something like this, it was a horrible experience, or what. But did you learn something? And are you not the same person that made that consistent poor choice? So
Yeah.
if you aren't, then you're improving. Or if you keep getting that temptation, are you able to remove yourself from allowing yourself to constantly be where that poor choice is? um or the other side of it, where I'm grateful that you reminded me of the
And there he goes again. Well, but yeah, it's all about. Just a second. Oh, you might be back there. You're back.
oh, okay, I wish my internet would make up its mind. um well, I said before in my own live streams way back in the day that where I live, I honestly think in the go-go days of the 90s, they kept building towers to support the internet. And then at one point they just got to, well, the funding ran out, or to get to that suburb of Chicago, fuck it. We're not going to build another tower. So my twin brother and I call it the Bermuda Triangle of Barrington. Uh, Phone calls will fail. Voice messages you get or leave for other people, they don't get for sometimes 2 or 3 days. It's ridiculous. But at any rate,
I've been in Chicago. Why would you don't even need towers in Chicago? You just hang it in the background. You hang it in the alleys. You know, I've seen your wiring system and all that
but
shit.
I'm 40 miles northwest of
Okay.
Chicago, so it's
Yeah.
how the and um so much stuff keeps boosting, even our visuals and our graphics. 1080p used to be a high end visual monitor or what have you, and now that's like however old, and not, it's not, I don't think we have any 4K displays, but that's become they're always trying to push more data, and so a higher resolution image is going to take more data. uh, so I've
Yeah.
seen a significant drop in free Wi-Fi, uh, because whichever mains, whether it's Verizon, T-Mobile, whoever, they have to support that data output. So if they don't have to own that, or pay for that, or have their servers or throughput suffer that, they're not going to.
No.
Or that it'll be based on, yeah, you're paying a premium for whichever service is going to allow you to have cross country or whatever use and access of their infrastructure.
Yeah,
Um,
but your phone companies are there are sharks over there. You know,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that's insane. The only thing I've seen that compared to United States is Greenland. It's insane. I text a lot of back forth with some people in the United States, and for some people it cost me a lot of money just to text them.
Right.
You know, it's
Those are the things
insane.
called like yeah, roaming charges and blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
I got on my last bill. I got an extra charge of $50 for just for texting the United States. Outside the $50, it said text messages to the United States. You know,
that's insane.
$50 for 1 month, and just
For
text, not even calling anybody, just texting.
for people that are digital nomads, and I know security is important, but like if I can say that for social media and other things, like there are people I only know through Instagram, and for their anonymity, for their safety, they're okay with me using Instagram for a phone call. Now, I'm paying my internet bill to have Instagram, but I'm not paying an international fee to connect to whatever country they're in because I'm using the phone feature of Instagram, which I think is amazing.
Yeah,
Uh, so there
we
there are certain ways around it, but like you're saying, if you were on an international phone plan that allowed that where you're paying up $20 a month or whatever because those sharks want to get their money, then sure you can. That $20 a month costs you less than that $150 text, but you didn't know that, and that you don't need
but
an
listen,
international
I
plan.
have I
Oh,
have a worldwide plan. I pay like a little more than 50, maybe 55, $60 a month
okay,
for my phone, and I can use that anywhere in the world. It doesn't cost me extra
nice,
at all.
nice,
You know, that's when I'm in the United States, I got like 50 gigabyte of data every month, free.
awesome,
That's in the phone. It's
right.
everything is free here. And when you look at the companies over there and how they make money, it's insane. That's hundreds of dollars. If you want the same thing, it's hundreds of dollars in the United
It
States.
isn't a monopoly. It's basically collusion where all the other companies agree this is the rate that we're going to charge, and if you want to be able to do that, either you're willing to pay that or you're not.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Um,
And the only place I've seen that's more expensive is Greenland. That's insane. When you go up there, you spend $100 at a Wi-Fi in a hotel that will last you about 30 minutes.
wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I guess I have the excuse to take Greenland off the list of places I'd plan to, or that if I do visit, I can
No,
visit. Just
no,
don't use the
Ken. You
internet there.
have an excuse for not using your phone. That's what you
That's the
got.
bigger point about discipline and good habits. I've failed lately because I notice I would be doom scrolling at night, or that due to an alert for school that I'll see on my phone, I've failed to not touch my phone for the first hour when I wake up. So it's little things like that. It's become a utility, but still, I my life isn't so hectic that I can go without for an hour or two of not touching that damn thing. The first thing I do when I wake up.
Well, I touch it in the morning. I have to see if somebody called you in the morning because
Right.
I,
Right.
I drive around to six slots every morning just to check on and if everything is okay. And sometimes there are messages. We got security calling me, so I like sending texts in the morning and stuff like that. Saying maybe there's been a break-in on a site or something like that. So I
Right.
have to. The first thing I do every morning is to check the phone. You know, but other than that, the moment I was sure that nobody called me or texted me during the night, I put it in my pocket and I drink my coffee and I basically don't touch that unless Mikey has a stream. You know,
Gotcha. No, that's fair.
I don't touch that until 11 o'clock. Then I check it in my break time in the trailer, and if everything's good, it's going back in the closet until I'm off work. You know, and then I say to myself, okay, I got a YouTube channel, I got a Discord, I got some stuff that I need to do. So I do that on the way home in the train to occupy myself. So I use it in public, but for the shit I need to do anyway, in order to have some leeway when I get home, because I don't want to have that mess with my training or my spare time. So basically, I do that in the train home. I have an hour train home from work. Fix all that, go to training, and now I can focus on whatever I want to. So yeah, I use it like 4 different times a day. But other than that, I put it away. It's not near me. You know, it's not. I'm not even having it in a pocket. I put it in a closet at work. You know, so yeah. We seem to have lost Ken, or he's trying to empty that glass. I don't know. Hey, there's Creek Mary and Cat in a Birdcage. Eric, good to see you, brother. And Vivian. A lot of good people today. I like it. That's the old crew from Rebel TV coming back. So let me know if you're watching on Rebel TV or Polar Protection. You know, is it? I think it's around 50-50, as I can see in the people, I guess. And Josh, sorry, man. I said hello to you. I just called you fathead. You're not used to that. So yeah, as you know, me and Buzz are doing some music also. So let me do the promo. We made a YouTube channel strictly for the music because I don't want it clouding this little space that I got. I like this little pocket I have with my 200 something subscribers, and most of them are friends of mine. Half of them I've met in real life, you know. So I want this little outlet of mine untouched by what me and Josh are doing. I will still upload it just for you guys. I will upload the music on this channel and have a little playlist in the background, but I don't want to have it attract people to this channel because it's my little back pocket, and I love it as it is. So instead, we made a YouTube channel called Bossacino and the Bear. See if I can find the link somewhere. There we go. So yeah. Oh, so maybe most of you are on the Polar Protection channel. All right. Because then I'm thinking to do something else with the Rebel TV channel. So that might be coming up in the near future. Yep. So this is the Bossacino and the Bear. This is only the music that we make, nothing else, no lives, no nothing. You know, this is so we can promote it in the world. We want to promote the music, but we don't want to promote my channel because I want it like this. So you don't have to go to the music channel. All the music will also be uploaded here. But if you can go over there and give us a subscribe or something like that, it will help the channel grow a little faster. So yeah, that's the little promo. What was I saying? Seemed like Ken didn't come back. So yeah, we talked a lot about creating good habits today, and yeah, I've created another one, and that is the music right there. It's become a good habit of mine. I do it every day when I come home from work. I spend or training, depends on the day. I spend an hour just sitting down doing this, and it's a great relaxing thing that I got. It's a great way to come from a stressful environment, come home and enjoy your peace. I do this as a transition, and it works really well for me. So everybody wins on that occasion. Right now, I've worked on it a little more than I wanted. I spent weekends now, and because we're starting up, I hope it will be a little easier on the way. Otherwise, I will dial back because I don't want it to take more of my time than I can spare right now. So I have a big focus on that. But I understand that starting something always demands a little more of you. So I've spent the last 2 weekends working on stuff. So, yeah, and share it away. Everything on the Bossacino and the Bear channel is copyrighted. So you can share it as much as you want, as wide as you want, and any platform you want. It's all right by us. We want it out there. We want everybody to hear it. Just make sure if you direct them to YouTube, use the Bossacino and the Bear links instead of, I have it on this channel too, but don't share that link. That's only for you guys. You can go in here and watch the music if you want, but if you attract people, do it to our official channel. So that is that. But that is a new part of me, and I kind of like it. It's become kind of a part of my routine now. So yeah, be used to it. There's coming more. We already have more songs in the book. I just need them to be. I have some that needs to be polished. I have some that needs to be recognized by the copyright system, because there's a lot of shit behind this that you don't get to see. It's not just, I think a lot of you think that is just putting Boss's lyrics into an AI machine and we get this. It's not. Let me tell you like that. Some of the songs take a long time. The Tribe of Revelation, that was the first one we did. And that took a long time, because I was all green and all that, and I didn't have the time to do it and didn't know that I wanted to do it. And it took, well, when I started working on it, it took like 3 months before I got it finished. But I'm getting better at it. Now I finish a song in a day or two. If I put my focus in it, I can finish it in a day or two in the weekend. This last weekend I made 2 songs in a weekend from Friday to Sunday. So that's that's kind of the way it takes. And I have 6 different programs. It's not just AI. I make rhythms in Soundtrap as well. So it's the voices are all AI. That's the only thing that's 100% AI. The rest is samples and beats that I make in Soundtrap. And yeah, the one that was hardest to do is the one we just put out. Is called Survive the Matrix, because it's a heavy number, a metal number, and it was hard to get the instrument to sound just right. I was trying to go for purely instruments, that sounded clear cut, but that was very hard to do. So I ended up implementing it in another style where the music is kind of blowing together in the background. It becomes more like a garage setting, and it ended up pretty well. if I have to say so. So, but that took me a couple of weeks finishing that one, working on it every day. So, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like AI, and I'm not the biggest fan either, but it is a useful tool if you don't play any instrument like we do. So, yeah, this is a way that me and Boss can be creative and put stuff out there that normally wouldn't get out there, because we made a song of Boss's old song called "To Be a Better Human." Uh, he's been waiting, I don't know, 10, 15 years to get to listen to his song that he wrote a lot of years ago, you know, and AI made that happen. So it's not all bad, you know. Uh, but of course, AI is just a tool, and there needs to be some kind of human activity behind it. And yeah, so if you don't like carpenters, you don't blame the hammer, right? So yes, and I am becoming pretty damn efficient at it. I've learned a lot in just the last 3 weeks from where we kind of made the first one, the real song, and I kind of got exponentially better at it, So I learn new shit every day, and they all tell me that you can learn an old dog some new tricks. I learned a lot of new tricks, so that's definitely possible. And now my internet is acting up. There we go. What the hell was that? Every thing just flickered, like everything was resetting. That was a little weird, but yep. If anybody else wants to join, man, come on up. That was the wrong one. Please join me. Otherwise, I will shut down in 30 minutes. I will yab away for 30 more minutes. If nobody joins, I'm off to bed. So, habits. How to create a good habit. I've already touched on this. Do it slowly, and by that I mean really slowly. You might take a big chunk at the start. Let's take cigarettes for an example. If you smoke 20 cigarettes a day, that's a habit you created over a long time. The first chunk you take can be significant. Let's say, and when I say significant, I'm talking 25%. So instead of smoking 20 cigarettes a day, you smoke 15 cigarettes a day. And it's gonna implement pretty fast. But here's the kicker: don't go any further until it's a part of life. I usually say it takes around 8 to 12 weeks to make it a part of life. That's how long I am to implement a new thing in my life. If I've doing it for 20 years, it's gonna take longer. If I've only have a bad habit during the winter, during Christmas or something like that, then it will take shorter time. But if it's something you do by secondhand nature, 8 to 12 weeks is kind of the rule. You don't want to implement a new thing before you hit the 12-week marker. And the reason for that is that you will fail if you do that, because you might be able to continue. You might feel, oh, smoking 50 it's not a big deal cutting down, so I'm just going to cut down some more. Yes, but your body hasn't adjusted yet, and your mind hasn't adjusted yet, because if they haven't adjusted yet, the moment you fail, you'll be back at square one. And that's the whole deal. You have to implement it. 8 to 12 weeks, you take the next step. You implement that. And that doesn't have to be a big step now. Do 2-3 cigarettes a day. If it takes you a year to stop smoking, it's fine. It's fine. It's better than what you've been doing until this point, I bet. You know, make yourself aware that you're not in a hurry to obtain great things, you know. So kind of lure yourself into it. Take the time you need. Because if you work your way, let's say you work your way down to 5 cigarettes a day, and all of a sudden you have a weekend, you're drinking some beers with the buddies, and all of a sudden you fail miserably and you smoke like a ton, you know. Your mind is going to tell you, well, fuck that. I fucked up. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you know. And with that mindset, you will fail at continuing where you are now, and you will go back to square one because fuck it, I fucked up. Yeah, it doesn't matter, you know. But instead, if you have implemented doing the thing, you know, instead of going back to square one, you just go a step back. All right, I failed at 5 cigarettes a day. I go back to 7 or 10 cigarettes a day, and I start from there because I have implemented that. Then I don't have to go back to square one, you know, and that is the whole deal. Hey there, Felix Dakat. Did I say that right? Good to see you, mate. So, creating good habits takes time, and it takes a lot of time, and it's supposed to be like that. Don't let people pressure you. Don't let anybody come from outside and feel like, hey man, you're doing all right, but you're not. You know, you can do better, and and that's the dangerous ground. Only you can decide the cadence you work with. Only you can decide. Only you know how long it will take before you feel ready for the next step. You know, and only your body can tell you when it's time to move on. So that's kind of the thing I'm trying to implement. Take it slow. The slower you take it, the better. You know, if you have a timeline, of course, you need to make a plan and a scheme to get there within the timeline. I have sometimes when I do tournaments, I have to weigh in a certain amount on competition day, so I can't just take it slow. You know, I have to have a timeline to work on, especially if I'm late. If I joined the tournament in too late, you know, I gotta see, okay, I need to lose 12 pounds within the next 3 weeks. This is how we do it. And I make a plan for it based on the knowledge I have. So experience is key in doing something. If you don't have experience, do it very slow, you know, because then you can see all the nuances, all the small facets in what you're doing, you know, and you will have implemented until the next time you do it. Because some things are not forever, you know, like cutting weight. You know, that's the thing I do regularly, 3, 4 times a year. You know, it's that's not me. I have a walk around weight, and I have a fight weight, and I have an overweight. You know, and I have to be aware what they all are. When I'm overweight, I weigh this. I weigh more than this. I walk around in 90 kilos, which is around 200 pounds. That is my normal good weight. That's where I thrive. That's where I have my little Goldilocks zone. 200 pounds is my Goldilocks zone. If I get to 220, I'm too heavy. 210 is all right as long as I'm doing my training and I'm in between competition. It's fine to weigh 210, but I have to know the moment I hit 220, I'm too heavy. I need to work on that. You know, so I try to walk around on 200. Right now, I'm a lot over that. I'm 212, I think, something like that. But it's all right. I know where I'm at because I know what my numbers are. I know how to get there, and I know how long it will take me to get there. That also makes it easier for me to join the right competitions and stuff like that. So it's very important to have the experience before you make the plans. If you have no experience at all, then the slow method is the sure method, you know? So there it is. That is the advice of giving, getting good habits, you know? If you have no knowledge, take it slow. If you have knowledge, make a plan that works. Yeah. there definitely are some watching on the other channel. Yeah, but not many, I think. Oh, so you didn't see Felix the cat? He might be on the other one. Yeah, he might be on the other channel. And Cat in the Birdcage is on this channel. I'm pretty sure Fathead is on this channel too. And Ken also moved to this channel. So most are here. I only think maybe it's a couple of the new guys you can't see. But yeah, I yapped away for 15 minutes now. So if you don't join, we will end it. All right. I need my beauty sleep. You don't get to look all beautiful like this if you don't sleep enough. That's just the way it is. What is that, Buzz? I used to bite people that bothered me, but my "Do Not Feed This Zombie" T-shirt helped with that. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I might steal that idea, actually. Yeah. So I said my piece today, and I don't have much else to say. I don't want to talk about the bullshit. I don't have. Why can't Barbie get pregnant? Yeah. Why don't you tell us, Felix? Yeah. Well, there's no boxes that ever stopped me from doing that, but I don't know. So yeah, I will end the stream. I hope you got the message. If you are ready to build on yourself, so here's the order. You go and you take a long look in the mirror, find your flaws, find everything that's wrong with no, not what's wrong, but what you want to change on yourself. Go find all the flaws you have, and don't go for all of them at once. Find two or three that's important for you, and start with one of them. It doesn't matter which one, but it has to be in the top three of what you want to change in life. The moment you got what you want to work on, you forget everything else. When you're ready for that, and you found a little cadence in life, and you found a little your routines, and you want to implement something new, forget all of that and just focus on one thing. Forget all your other problems, all your other flaws in life, and just focus on one. Fix one. The moment you fix one and you get that little win, you get that little W, it's gonna give you the confidence that this shit works and you can do another one. Take small wins over a huge victory anytime. When I go to a tournament, I'm not there to win gold. I'm only there to win the next match. I only focus on one match at a time. And if I win that, then I focus on the next one. Yeah, exactly, Felix. Distraction kills. If you have to, that's why we put this shit on the horses, because we only want to focus them on going where we want them to go. We don't want distractions to pulling them left or right. So that is the message of today. When you found out what you want to work with, take it slow. Get your flaps on. I don't know what you call these in English, but get those on and be focused and be I don't know what's the right word. Be aware every day of what you're working on. Every day when you stand up in the morning, you explain to yourself, okay, remember to work on this today. Yesterday, I did something that was not good in order for me to create this habit. Today, I have to be aware that I don't do the same mistake. And that's, in the end, is what it's all about. Just be a little better than yesterday. And it doesn't have to take much. So, on that note, I am, I don't know anymore. I'm the polar bear. I'm Mr. Copenhagen. I'm the guy next door. I'm your local Viking from Denmark. But I'm definitely going to sign out now, and I'm going to go sleep. And I'll see you all on the flip side. Peace.
This is a set of 21 principles written by Miyamoto Musashi, the famous Japanese swordsman, full and fulfilling life, based on Musashi's own experiences and observations. Welcome to Live from 184 to 1645. He is widely considered to be one of the greatest swordsmen in Japanese history. It contains 21 principles that express his personal view on life. This emphasizes the importance of accepting and adapting to the present circumstances without resistance or complaint. When we accept things as they are, it also allows us to be more open-minded and flexible with our plans and expectations. This gives us the ability to adjust accordingly when life throws us a curveball. Instead, it encourages finding fulfillment and meaning through personal growth and serving others. This principle emphasizes the importance of avoiding excessive attachment or dependence on any particular emotion or impulse. It suggests that one should strive to maintain a balanced and detached perspective, making decisions based on reason and judgment, rather than letting their emotions control their actions. By not being swayed by partial feelings, one can maintain a clear and level-headed approach to life. Number 4. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. This principle encourages humility and a focus on the greater good. This principle emphasizes the importance of broadening one's perspective. Number 5. Be detached from desire your whole life long in order to achieve peace, focus, and inner balance. This perspective recognizes that our desires, wants, and materialistic pursuits can often lead to frustration, disappointment. Number 6. Do not regret what you have done. This encourages acceptance of one's past actions and a focus on the present moment. Regretting the past can be a source of jealousy, can lead to negative emotions, and hinder personal growth and successes of others. Number 8. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. This encourages resilience and acceptance of change, cause prolonged sadness or negative emotions. Number 9. Hold no grudges against yourself or others. Holding grudges can cause stress, bitterness, and conflict, both with oneself and with others. Body or anger towards someone or something. Both of these behaviors can take up a lot of energy, leaving us feeling drained. Number 11. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. This principle encourages avoiding excessive attachment to physical or emotional desires, as these feelings can often cloud our judgment and cause us to make decisions that we may later regret. Having preferences can cause disappointment and negatively impact decision-making. Instead, you should approach situations with, rather than the location or circumstances. Number 14. Do not pursue the taste of good food. Pursuing the taste of good food can lead to excessive indulgence. Self-discipline and control in our food intake helps us maintain balance in our lives and prevents us from being controlled by our desires and cravings. Number 15. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. This encourages simplicity and letting go of excess. It can also be a burden both physically and mentally. Instead, one should focus on necessities and maintain an idiosyncratic approach to possessions. This way, one can maintain an innovative and authentic approach to life. This principle emphasizes the importance of practicality, collecting weapons or excessive practice with weapons. Number 18. Do not fear death, causing a lack of focus and purpose in life. By not fearing death, one can cultivate a sense of peace and liberation, allowing for a more meaningful and joyful life.
This principle encourages avoidance.
I was down for such a long time, even though in my prime, no balance, I lost my way. I was caught up in my headspace, couldn't look at my face, found it hard to face it every day. I was trapped inside my ego, didn't care where we go. When we died, didn't try, I was shackled by my fear, which grew larger every year. Cold and alone, the tears I cry. Well, I'm ready to shine, yeah, I'm ready. I feel that it's time, well, I'm rising. It's time to stand tall, yeah, I'm rising, rising for one and all. I no longer stay down, I'm trapped like a clown. I'll be free, for that is my choice. Throw fear shackles